It is in this same spirit that today Fratelli d'Italia is fighting for a Europe of free and sovereign nations, as a serious alternative to the bureaucratic superstate that has been gradually foisted on us since Maastricht onwards, following the rationale of the external constraint, whereby there is always someone who claims the right to take decisions in place of the sovereign peoples and the national governments. And all thought that someone in Brussels or Frankfurt, Davos, or the City of London lacks democratic legitimacy. Every day it conditions the economic choices and the political decisions of those who have been vested with that legitimacy by the popular vote. It means that whether the false Democrats like it or not, national conservatives in every latitude are actually the only real Democrats, because it is only by defending the nation state that we defend the political sovereignty that belongs to the citizens of that state. But, of course, a national conservative cannot be content with claiming to be a Democrat, because democracy without values becomes demagoguery and can itself hide in decadence. I believe that it is not difficult for the conservative world to identify the substance with which we want to fill our democracies. We do not need the ideological indoctrination manuals that are so dear to the left. Our vision of values and our worldview is actually quite simple, as a great philosopher that Francesco mentioned, who died a few days ago, Roger Scruton, pointed out. The real reason people are conservatives is that they are attached to the things they love. And another great father of conservative thought, John Tolkien, wrote a similar thing in one of the characters of his Lord of the Rings. I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I only love that which they defend. This worldview was Faramir. This worldview is embodied every day by millions of ordinary men and women, and sometimes even by some of the great men of history. Two of this history were John Paul II and Ronald Reagan, to whom today's meeting is dedicated. John Paul II, the patriot pope, knew perfectly well that nations and the fact of belonging to a people sharing the same historical memory were the bedrock of the freedom of every man. He never tired to repeating that there is no Europe without Christianity, a teaching which is more topical than ever today, when the Christian identity of Europe is under attack by a distorted secularism. I was very impressed by the metaphor Reagan used to describe the conservative movement as a three-legged stool. Without any one of these three legs, the stool will collapse. And the three legs are defense, fiscal, social. Defense, first leg, is a patriotic soul. Today would be called sovereignist. Means the defense of national interest and popular sovereignty. The second leg is economic freedom, which means also a just relationship between government and taxpayers. A great lesson of conservative thought is that an oppressive tax system not only limits free enterprise, production, consumption, but it also destroys the covenant between the state and citizens, because over-taxation stifles and forces the state to build up a system of controls similar to that of the totalitarian regimes, restricting individual freedoms, weakening the economic as a whole. Free enterprise, lower taxes, less bureaucracy. These values and principles are found in the three concepts of today's meeting: God, freedom, nation, or in the Italian formula to which I am very attached: God, homeland, and family. One of the founding values of conservative movements is the defense of natural family. They would like us to give up defending the family, considering it to be an archaic and backward concept to be superseded. They would like to convince us that a family is any emotional bond between sentient beings, that it is a sign of great civil and moral progress to pay a poor mother to keep her child in her womb for 9 months and then snatch it from her arms to give it away to whoever has bought it. We reject all this without a moment's hesitation, even though today it is considered highly scandalous and even revolutionary to say that a family is made up of a man and a woman and any son they may have.